This is from Bloomberg. A tenth of the world could go hungry while crops rot in fields. The massive spike is happening at a time of enormous global food surpluses with the plandemic exposing cracks in the system. This is from August 30th, 2 days ago. The world is hurling toward an unprecedented hunger crisis. Guys, this is why I keep saying if you don't have a food store, you should, and you have some fiat currency that you can convert that worthless paper into real food, you should do it while you can, because you hear more and more and more that the supply chain disruption, we haven't even hit it yet. The food supply shortage is going to happen. If you think you see riots in the street right now that's not over food, these are well-fed people rioting. Wait till you see the fervency and vengeance of somebody who needs to put food on their kid's table and they are seriously desperate. They're leading us to a food riot. Don't be one of those people who go, I'll just prep when it happens. No, it ain't going to happen. You don't want to be in a miles-long bread line like you see right now with these food, the food banks. You see just miles and miles of cars. Hold on one second. You see miles and miles of cars sitting in basically Bernie Sanders socialist-style bread lines with their hands out, having the government telling the government, please feed us. Do whatever you can to feed us. Give us our $1,200. Give us our $600. Please put food on our SUVs that we can't pay for. This is what's going on. It says as many as 132 million more people than previously projected could go hungry in 2020, and this year's gain may be more than triple any increase this century. The pandemic is upending food supply chains, crippling economies, and eroding consumer purchasing power. Look, guys, anytime you see C virus or COVID-19 or pandemic, just insert the real word in there. The Zionist International Banking Cartel, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is upending food supply chains, crippling economies, and eroding consumer purchasing power. And that's what they're doing. When they take away the value from your dollar, they're taking away your purchasing power. Your time and labor and energies is literally being flushed down the toilet by the Federal Reserve, not by some invisible virus. Some projections show that by the end of the year, COVID-19 will cause more people to die each day from hunger than from virus infections. Well, no doubt. Because even given their fixed rigged numbers, 99.97% of the people don't die from this. Yeah, more people have died probably from committing suicide, turning to alcohol, taking drugs. They're losing their houses. The middle class is being wiped out. Their homes, they're being driven from their homes because they can't afford it. Renters can't afford the rent. Landlords can't, they're forced to slash prices. Some projections show that by the end of the year, COVID-19 will cause more people to die each day from hunger than from the virus. What makes the situation unmatched, the massive spike is happening at a time of enormous global food surpluses. And it's happening in every part of the world. So what's happening to all this food? If there's food surpluses, what are they doing with it? Are they putting it in the Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, what's that guy's name? Jeff Bezos' underground tunnels? What's going on with all the food? Are they hoarding it for themselves? And it's happening in every part of the world with new levels of food insecurity forecast for countries that used to have relative stability. In Queens, New York, the lines snaking around the food. Guys, if somebody can pull up drone shots from people in food bank lines. As a matter of fact, let me do that right now. Yeah, look at this.
If there is one image that can clearly show us how this helps.
Guys, this is back in March. Food shortages are coming. They want to bring hard and heavy down on us Agenda 2030. They want to drive us from our homes, from rural areas into surveillance cities, smart cities. Listen to this.
Health crisis has become an economic crisis in this country. It is this right here. The Pittsburgh Gazette captured video of hundreds of cards lining up for the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank before it opened yesterday. Some waited 5 hours as volunteers distributed emergency supplies to 1,500 families.
This is in America. This is in Pittsburgh. This is just in one city. And this was back in March. Things have gotten worse. Things will get worse still. People are going to be fighting over food. This is no joke, man. People are like, it's never going to happen in America. Guys, look, it's happening in America. And it even means it's so in your face that even mainstream media has to report on it. Aren't Americans sitting there? Isn't the world sitting there going, what the heck? This is in America? You've got to be kidding me.
And then they ran out. Joining me now, the CEO of the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, Lisa Scales. Lisa, I imagine you've never seen anything like this.
Oh, we have not. This is certainly unprecedented, Katie.
How will you meet the demand?
Well, we have developed new and different ways to get food to people. And you just saw an example on the screen of one of our new no-touch, drive-up distributions. And that's one of the ways that we're meeting the demand. We're serving 1,000 cars at a time. We're doing these large-scale community food distributions. And we're serving many people who are...
Tell me that's not socialism. What did Trump say in his State of the Union? America will never be a socialist nation. Guess what? We're a socialist nation. We have been for a long time, since at least FDR. We're a socialist nation. Things might look good some years. Things might look worse in other years. But, you know, when you have social security, when they're forcing a certain percentage to come out of your check to go into a fund that any politician at any time can pilfer through and just completely wipe out, that's socialism, guys. Socialism is nothing more, nothing less than the redistribution of wealth at the barrel of a government gun. This is socialism. So back to this. In Queens, New York, the lines snaking around a food bank are 8 hours long as people wait for a box of supplies that might last them a week. Waiting for a box of supplies that might last them a week while farmers in California are plowing over lettuce and fruit is rotting on trees in Washington. In Uganda, bananas and tomatoes are piling up in open-air markets, and even nearly giveaway prices aren't low enough for out-of-work buyers. Supplies of rice and meat were left floating at ports earlier this year after logistics jams in the Philippines, China, and Nigeria, and in South America, Venezuela is teetering on the brink of famine. There's major crisis coming. By the end of the year, as many as 12,000 people could die a day from hunger linked to COVID-19, potentially more than those perishing from the virus itself, said this international estimate. That's calculated based on more than 80% jump for those facing crisis-level hunger. Globally, deaths from COVID infections have topped 846. When was this? Oh, this was August 30th. COVID-19 has exposed some of the world's deepest inequities. Come on, man. Come on. It's also a determining force in who gets to eat and who doesn't, underscoring global social divides as the richest keep enjoying a breakneck pace of wealth accumulation. Millions of people have been thrown out of work and don't have enough money to feed their families despite the trillions in government stimulus that's helped send global equities to all-time highs. And why is that? Because the dollar is diminishing and you need more of them to buy what you used to be able to buy for less in the past. So your dollar is buying less. You spend more money and you get less at the grocery store. So if you can stock up on food, that's why I sell that prepper food. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a plug for it, guys. Get your food anywhere. Preparewithhighimpactflix.com. You can get save $100 and get like a 4-week food supply. They're limiting to 3. Get it while you can, guys. Get it. If you're not going to get it from me, get it from somewhere. Stock up. Buy beans, buy rice, buy noodles, buy high carbohydrate, calorie dense foods that's going to be able to sustain you. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And it looks like you're going to need it. So check that out. You can get it from anywhere. Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.